Let me try. Let's see if that works. That seemed to have worked. So I don't know if that one little random 2-minute one in the middle worked because it didn't.
You don't know.
Wait, it's not showing anything.
But don't you have to refresh your page and lose your questions?
I already have.
Oh, sorry. Well, haven't come up. Oh, they're there.
Yeah.
Haven't come up here. 22 seconds.
I know. Let me check. Here.
Oh, here we are. We're up.
We're there? Okay.
Yeah, me awkwardly coming behind your back. Sorry, everyone. Beck broke it.
I didn't broke it. The
You
internet
did.
broke it.
Oh, yeah. Lockdown internet.
So bad.
We got 5G exit back up.
I'm so sorry.
Should I jump onto that?
Will
Or
it
don't
kill
risk
it?
it?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll like kill.
Well, I'll leave it on this 5G and see if
What
that...
if it kills it if you change internet?
No, it won't change. I'll just leave it on this.
I don't know what happens if you do that. No, I've got to
All right.
wait for
Did you
people to
save
come
all the
back.
questions?
I tried to, but YouTube wouldn't like let me. But I tried to take a screenshot, so I've got.
Do people just see a new live come back up and they've got to jump across?
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. It was
Sorry,
Beck's fault.
it was not my fault. It was the internet's fault. Where did the screenshot go?
Thank God you're back. Yeah, I know. We can keep drinking now. Otherwise, we're going to have to knock off.
I know. And I left
Nice collection of bottles. Nice.
Yes.
Hello, Switzerland. Really miss. Oh.
It's Eve. So you said to let me know. To let you know.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's we've learnt. We've got our favourite little restaurants in Switzerland, don't we?
Yes, there's
The
that
Italian pizza place. There's that place.
D'Angelo, I think.
Yeah, there's that
And
Italian
there's
restaurant.
Yeah, that's the Italian
Not the
one.
the
There's
Italian
the pizza
restaurant.
one. There's the Italian one.
The
and
one
then
in
there's that
we got taken
fancy
to.
one. I
The
can't remember what it was
fancy one.
called.
That was really
That
cool.
was so nice. Yeah, back to questions. So, while people join us again, we're really
sorry. This happened last time. We can't control the internet, so
No, it's unfortunately out
as
of our
much as Beck would love to have control over it.
I would. Chris wanted to know any advice on camera flash. Loved the picture you posted the other day and was surprised it was on camera.
My favourite on-camera flash is expensive. Sorry. So
A1.
Yeah, the ProPhoto A1. Like I've had Canons and all of those are all good, but the A1 is like the most simple thing to use. Everything if you want to focus, you have a focus ring to make it widespread or zoom it in. Everything is so simple on it. And at night time when you're working with flash, the last thing you want to be doing is flicking through menus. And Beck's seen it. How many times on nighttime workshops you're watching the guys and they've got no idea how to find the menu, how to do something on their flash. Well, that was the one thing that I know it's expensive. I think it's like 1,600 Australian, I think, which might be 1,100 US or whatever. But I used to use the Mets all the time. Those big bracket, but I grew up using a Met shooting band, so it was something I was always comfortable with. The other thing is you'll get the same look by using a continuous light, and we used to use the Rotolight a bit, but we've gone now onto the Paragos.
Paragos.
We've got to do that friggin'. We've got to do a YouTube soon with the Paragos. I don't like promoting stuff, and it's not like they're going to pay me any money, but this thing is friggin' amazing. It's a nice small disc. Yeah. It is really strong in power. It's RGB, so you can pull any color you like in. And then on a mirrorless camera, what you see through your viewfinder is the finished picture. You don't have to worry about flash.
What's the thing with you is that you don't promote shit because you're getting, well, I shouldn't say that word because YouTube might get cross with us, but
you don't promote poo.
You don't promote stuff because you're getting paid to. You promote it because you just want to tell people, hey, this is cool. I like this. You should like, well, not like, you shouldn't like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Well, there's one company that offered me money and I said, no, because if I promote for you, I can only use your product, but I'm using your product anyway. It's not costing you a cent. You're getting free publicity. Just be happy with that.
Totally. But these lights are really cool. I kind of want one.
They are. You've lost your pictures, haven't you? Or you just don't want to touch anything?
Oh no, because this is a screenshot with the.
That's you're reading those. All right. So yeah, the two flash. Then come down to what you can afford. If you can only afford something like a Godox, go for it. And you're just going to have to put up with the twos and fro's from that, because a lot of people, in Australia, $1,600 for a flash is a lot of money. but seriously, with what you get with when you buy it, and the way it's built, it's a lifetime flash, and I can make it, yeah, go back to your wine. It's more a Beck thing. Not really a martini girl.
Oh, I am, but I don't know. They just taste better at home. I don't know why. That one was not.
Jared makes them better.
No, I make them better. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know. I make them better at home.
Yeah. But anyway, when it comes to the flash, a lot of people are really surprised with. And this is where we should do something for, we should do another one for Inspire as well as YouTube, some of our flash work, because a lot of people think harsh light's going to be ugly, whereas harsh light can be some of the most beautiful light in the world, and Beck knows it herself.
I was so scared of it at first. I was like, it's going to make me look gross. And it didn't.
Well, full sun, middle of day.
I
know, right.
And now
most photographers run from it, where I can get the most beautiful skin shots.
And now it's so funny because obviously working for Peter for coming up 3 years. Could you believe that? I know, how weird. But when I now get my boyfriend to take photos of me, I'll use him as the model first, and I'll be like, go stand over there, and I'll get him to stand where I'm going to stand. And I'll move him and I'll find the light, and I'll most of the time put him in direct sun and give him like stand there. I'm like, okay, perfect. Here's my phone, and I'll go stand with him. So we swap, and then he takes the photos of me. But yeah, I often now do go into direct sun and like will tilt my head towards it because it's gonna make my skin look better, and just little tricks of the trade to learn.
We're gonna do some more. In fact, we're going to be doing so much shooting. When we first are allowed to shoot, all our clients are going to be 2-3 months behind.
Yeah.
So that's going to give us 2-3 months of shooting like crazy, our content for YouTube and Inspire, as well as for our own stuff. And we'll do some nice harsh light, because so many photographers are scared of harsh light, whereas harsh light's the nicest light in the world to work with.
Actually, it's though.
It is.
Speaking, but going back to Flash, so when Rah Night is on YouTube, good to know, glad that I know what's on YouTube, doing my job correctly. But no, that was from before my time, in my defense. Anyways, Rah Night is on YouTube.
Oh, didn't we do a cut?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
We did a cut up of what the full tutorial was, yeah.
But when you do shoot lingerie at night in Melbourne, do you have to get permission from the council/city?
Not if you walk really quickly. Right, the trick with councils, and this applies anywhere in the world, even places like China and that.
Oh, we got attacked for the New York video of me in Times Square. Oh, you're on a tripod and you don't have a permit. All those comments?
But we only got attacked on YouTube. We didn't get attacked when we were there.
No, but everyone on YouTube wanted to be a keyboard warrior. Sorry, I'll stop being nasty.
Nasty? So with the whole permit thing, you go out, I can stretch this out for how long is this going to take? 3 minutes?
5, and then I'll quickly...
Oh, you read the next one.
I'll read the next one. Actually, I know what I can do. Oh my God, I'll be so crafty.
Oh, you're going to take your phone?
Oh no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a photo of these questions.
You're not very crafty. That's so old-fashioned. Why don't you get a pen and paper and do contact tracing?
Why don't you read your own questions?
Oh, well. All right, so what's my question?
Oh, goodness. The permits.
Oh, the permits. Yeah, all right. So trick with permits. Now, I've had to do very large shoots in cities where we have to go through permits, and there might be a 200 or 300 page document that needs to be filled out and all done. You need to give an answer to what happens if someone slips over and hits their head. There's all these questions that need to be asked. Becca's setting our dogs off. Anyway, so with that, the time and effort for all of that just doesn't make it viable for a smaller client. It's fine for a big client, like a Coca-Cola or someone who is happy to spend 50, 100K on a shoot, but it's not okay for a client. Just leave the door open, let them go out with you.
I do have the door open.
It's not okay, for the smaller clients, they just don't have that budget or have the time to fill out all that paperwork. So when I'm shooting on location, and especially if you look at the video we've got up, which is Tisha in Melbourne, I can't remember what it was called, but it's a fair way back, you'll see that a lot of the time it's me and a model. And our whole crew, I think, by memory, our crew was about 10 people that night, and that's hair, makeup, stylist, the client, there was a whole heap, but we got them to mingle with everybody else within the shoot. So they didn't look like part of the shoot. I was not on tripod. I'm just a guy with a camera and a model. People tend to just not look at you and completely ignore you. So as long as you can make yourself feel like there's only you and a model, you're pretty much like a university student shooting a portfolio or doing an assignment. You've taken all the professionalism out of the shot in the way you look. As soon as you drop a tripod on there, you're starting to look professional. Once you drop someone with a light standing next to you, you're next level of professional. And with that, that's when you attract people to say things, or people to come up and say, have you got a permit? Now, we do get asked a little bit where we're in places where they have security guards, and if they say, do you have a permit? We just say, we're not shooting commercial, we're not even shooting your environment, but we're happy to move on anyway, so it doesn't matter, goodbye. So we try and just kill it, we move on, because there's always somewhere else we can shoot. My clients love the fact that run and gun on the original Tisha shoot, we went in and there was a nightclub, and I sort of thought that'd be cool if they let us in there, and I stuck my head in there and there wasn't many people in there. It was sort of like a jazz bar without a band playing, a cocktail bar. And I spoke to the bouncer on the door and I said, is the manager handy? And he goes, yeah. And the manager came out and said, look, we're just doing a bit of a shoot. We've got a model with this really high-end lingerie, and we just wouldn't mind shooting throughout your establishment. If you don't mind, you'll get free publicity, we'll send you some shots. The manager goes, yes, anything for publicity. So we ended up going there and we spent, I think, an hour inside the nightclub, then shooting this stuff just with on-camera flash in the nightclub, and it worked out great. My client was wrapped, the nightclub manager was wrapped. We sent them a couple of pictures. We even got the model to do a fake fight with the bouncer, like getting kicked out at the end. And all of that stuff is just run gun type stuff. It's not planned, and I know it's dangerous not to plan, but it's just letting things flow. There's another, and it might be on Facebook, so I don't know if we put it on YouTube, but we did one in the streets of Paris in pouring rain. And we were trying to get interaction from the people in the outside restaurants. There's this really, really pretty high-end fashion model wearing lingerie in Paris in the rain, and we couldn't even get wolf whistles and that coming to her to add to the video. But it was still really cool at the sort of, we shot for an hour outside round the streets of Paris, right in the city, and not one person came up and spoke to us about it. So things like that. And when we did You in New York,
yeah,
nobody said anything to us. When we did Beck Naked in Disneyland,
no one said anything.
No, we only had that one little Swedish boy that looked at you. But yeah, so if you're going to be doing a big company, you have to do permits. But if you're doing something for yourself, or for a very small, low budget client that doesn't have, you want that money rather than spend that money on other stuff, it's just a matter of really, really being low key and working quickly. We work very quickly on the streets, don't we?
There was though, which is on Inspire, we did Tahan.
Oh, yeah. But I even said that was going to happen before we even went there.
Yeah, we went to Eastland, which is like a pretty big shopping centre in Melbourne, and got stopped by security. But that was because I'm walking around with a gimbal and stuff, and security.
We've got about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got about 20 minutes.
20 minutes until security came up.
We'll let you go.
Well, we just moved on.
Yeah, we were just like, it's fine, whatever, we don't care.
We've got our footage.
Sorry, my boyfriend's asking me about dinner.
Did you say cheese?
No, I just I've been having cheese, so I don't know what you want to do.
Does he like egg and bacon? She can take some of that pie.
Okay.
You want to take some?
I'll let him know. I'll ask you a question and I'll let him know.
You on the old question still? Do
you still get time to do creative shoots for your My Stuff section? Maybe a new book?
I haven't, but I will be. During our lockdown, it was really shit because I couldn't create. Coming out of our lockdown, I don't expect to get the level of commercial work till after Christmas, because most of the fashion industry and advertising industry have just hemorrhaged. which is going to give me time. We've started working with some new models, and I need to get some new models because some of my older models stopped modelling.
Or moved.
To Germany, and so I've lost. So I've got to get this new vibe in and get a new look. But yeah, look, my stuff is my favourite thing in the world to shoot.
We do have some new models that we're working with.
Yeah, I know.
Just need to
just
work with them.
Work them a little bit more. People see me break what we call breaking the model, which is really bad. You can't use that word.
You can't say you're breaking them because if them.
It's not. It's making. It's not hurting them. Then most of them love to be done. Even with the shoot I didn't do today with Rara, I did some breaking today with her. It was a resetting, and it worked amazing. I made her take a deep breath in, and as she blew out, I took the shot. And the face was like entirely different. But it's, you saw me the stuff I was not doing the other day with Mika, where they even made a growl or something, didn't I? But it changed the whole jaw structure of her face.
Well, with the whole breaking that we're not allowed to say because it's nasty, I think one of like the most important things was on Studio Techniques in Brisbane last year with Katie, and she was in. And you were pointing out to her in front of a group of people. I'm going to say to her, yeah, I can see that you've got this spot on your face. Don't worry about that. I'm going to remove it. And she might think I'm being nasty, saying, oh, I can see you've got that. But you're saying, no, like I'm going to remove that. Like you're pointing it out, not in a nasty way. You're saying, I'm going to get rid of it.
Because I can see it, I'm going to get rid of it. So don't you worry about it.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, cool. But yeah, look, really would need to shoot more of my stuff. And Beck's heard me talk about this for a while.
You have. And I like it when you shoot your stuff. I like seeing the buzz you get after you shoot your stuff.
I know.
When you went from 35mm film to digital with low megapixels, was it limiting to use?
Dynamic range is my biggest killer. I used to when I was working with trannies, it's not transvestites, it's trannies, that's a slide film. No, some people don't know what we used to call slide film. It's called trannies. So when we were working with that, we pretty much had 7 stops of dynamic range, but then we had 3 to 4 stops twice in the way we exposed the negative, the negative and the positive, which gave us about 15 stops. When I first started shooting digital, I was stuck down to 6 or 7 stops. I had nowhere to move. So I had to decide when I was shooting, am I going to lose the shadows or am I going to lose the highlights? There was no recovery, nothing I could get back. And that was really, really restricting, especially shooting full sun outside. You might be on a boat far north Australia, up near TI, Thursday Island, and you have to decide what you're going to lose there. That was really tough. But as the cameras have got better, but I still feel even with the 15 stops, I am still being so careful to be able to capture as much detail as I like, knowing I'm going to lose a little bit each end. When I shot with film, I never worried about that. We could always recover as long as we didn't take it too far. We used to say burn it in, so which means throw 2 stops extra on it, burn it onto the thing, then we got detail in the blacks and we could cope with it. But yeah, that was then. Today's now, it's a big difference.
I'm going to bring some quiche in for Jared. Sorry to interrupt you.
Truckies don't eat quiche.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm really bad with this bouncing thing just because half the time I don't really understand. Where do you stand on the use of UV lens filters on location?
Yeah, forget it. Throwing the rubbish bin. The UV lens filter is called an upsell from a camera shop. We don't need UV lens filters. Then they say, do you want to just grab her maybe and just bring her in? Just grab her. She won't bark if you pick her up.
I'm going to take off this.
No, she won't bark if you pick her up. She has this thing about we live in the bush and animals make noises outside and she gets excited. UV lenses are just an upsell from camera shops. There's a really good thing I think that Kai did a couple of years ago showing the damage that the UV lens does when you drop your lens or the damage it does if you smash it. So very, very quickly, if you've got a lens cap on, the only way you're going to scratch your front glass is to get something that's pointy and sticking out, which is more likely going to be a tree branch. Glass versus wood, glass is going to win. You should be able to just polish that off.
Yeah.
But now you put a skinny, shitty piece of crap glass, so you've got this beautiful $1,000 piece of front glass, and you're going to put some cheap $15 crap skinny glass in front of it, which is going to start to take away from your optics. Then when the tree branch comes through, it smashes that, then glass versus glass scratches your main lens, and you've stuffed it. The UV did not protect your lens at all. Just be careful of what you're doing. I fell out of trees, I've fallen overboard with cameras, all of that. I've never ever smashed my front, never scratched my front glass. Keep your lens hoods on. And the other thing is, if you want to know how much damage you're going to do, get a little bit of tissue, tear off a bit, lick it, put a dot of it on the front of your lens and take a picture and try and find that dot of tissue. It won't even show. So a tiny little scratch in your front lens is not going to show.
Yeah.
A scratch in the back end of your lens, that's going to show.
Yes. Quickly. Me with the nail gun is the funniest thing ever. I hated that thing with a burning passion. I never want to go near one ever again.
So I've got something else we were going to play with. Yeah. Flamethrowers. Yeah, we're just going to do that sort of stuff.
Move away.
Oh.
I don't like it.
You don't like anything that's dangerous?
Rude.
She wouldn't, yeah, well, we're going to get her onto jackhammers and chainsaw. Beck with a chainsaw.
This is fake news. I'll watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I'm not doing that. Have you
that
tried?
was the funniest that I...
It was not. It was
the amount that you didn't see on camera was so funny.
Have you tried the Sony A9?
I haven't. heard it's really, really good. And like I said before, I really haven't got time to go testing cameras. But the A9, yeah, everything I'm reading is great. It's more aimed at sports photography and that, but I'm certain I could use it for fashion. The latest A9 Mark II has got all that integration for uploading and that. It's stuff I just don't need. But I'm watching all cameras at the moment, just in case, you know, I need to make a change because something happens with one camera system I'm using. I need to go to a new one.
Well, what mirrorless would you recommend? Which was the follow-up question then.
Well, Sony is what I'm shooting, and also I haven't got it yet. I've only shot with a demo camera that had lots of faults in the firmware, so I can't give an accurate opinion yet of the X2. For some reason, Australia we just didn't get. Like, I got to shoot with one that had really bad firmware and was crashing the whole time because it was like really old firmware, and it was a demo model that wasn't running the latest whatever. But I think end of November I will have an X2 in my hands, and you'll get to see me shooting with it. And if I love it, you'll get to see me talk about it a lot. If I don't like it, you won't hear me talk about it.
Fair points. Eve wants to know, did we get out of the lockout? We covered this at the start. We are on our way out.
We're pre-lockout.
Pre-lockout. We get more restrictions eased on the 8th, we hope. But at the moment, we've got a couple of freedoms.
We don't need an excuse to leave home now, but we can still only go 25 kilometres.
Yes, but I can at least, you
can legally see your mum now.
I can legally. Oh no, I always could because of my license.
Oh yeah.
Which I shouldn't really broadcast.
No, I wouldn't broadcast
but that. I can now go see my friends. I'm going to see my best friend on Saturday. I can legally go to her place now.
I can see my daughter.
Yeah, Peter can legally see.
I see my grandson.
Yeah, so that's we've got we have had a lot of restrictions lifted, which is awesome for us, and it's good, and it's only going to get better from here as long as it stays on the current trend.
On the current trend. I should not leave my son out either.
No, we can see them as well. Yeah. And Austin and the
Next
dogs.
question.
Yay! Isn't it good to be able to lock out? Yes, it is. When you do outdoor lingerie shoots, day, night, we've already answered that about the permission.
Who's behind?
Well, no, because these were in
Hi from Shepparton.
Shepparton?
Yeah, they had that massive lockout. That had that really big breakout of 3 people. It nearly shut us down again. 3 people.
Hola from Mexico.
Mexico, yeah,
Mexico.
tacos.
I've been learning Spanish. I'm like, I'm getting there. I can now say yo necesito dinero, and like that is just so important. It means I need money.
Oh, I can see you at 3 a.m. out in the streets saying that too.
And then I can follow it up being like, ¿Dónde está el hospital? Which is, where's the hospital? I'm also going to need that.
Where can I get red wine? You haven't learnt the most important thing. Where can I buy cigarettes? Because you can only buy them at certain places.
Really? In Mexico?
Oh, Mexico, no, but in Spain.
That's right, I'll learn that. I know donde is where.
Donde.
Right,
donde cigaretto.
Anyways, enough about the next Spanish lessons, but I'm getting there, guys. Okay, question from Jeff. An ISO project has been clearing up the garage with the aim to make it usable as a small home studio. Planning to line and paint the walls, but thinking about light bounce from strobe, etc. Unsure if he should paint the walls black or white. I'm talking 3.6 meters by 6 meters and roof height between 2 to 2.5 meters.
Yeah, small area is tough. The problem is if you paint it white, you'll really struggle to get contrast into your pictures if you paint white everywhere. If you paint black everywhere, you're going to have a lot of white bounces to fill in complete suck off. Aim 2.5 meters in height, is it? I would be tending to maybe with your height, maybe go to a grey, like an 18% or a little bit lighter than 18% grey, 3.6 by 6, and I'd do your walls in white, and then I'd get yourself some nice foam black boards or some black material, so where you need to cut off, you can cut off. It's easier to cut bounce off than it is to try and add bounce afterwards. The ceiling's the scariest part. That not much height. I would just be trying to go something neutral. So I don't want to go black. I don't want to go white. I'd go. But that's the way I shoot. So maybe have a look at the style you're doing, and then look for photographers that shoot in your style and hear their opinion.
Fair. How do you feel about people copying your work, as in trying to make the same images as you do? From Tim. Some do it to learn, others because they know the style works, or is copying a compliment to you?
It's Bexamy. Do I really ever get upset or care?
Never.
No. If anything, some people I take as a compliment, but for me to learn my style, I needed to learn how to light. So I might have a Peter Lindbergh, a Helmut Newton, Patrick de Michelia, one of those photographers, Irving Penn, any of those, picture, and I would teach myself to get that light perfect. And then I would make it mine. So once I could copy their light, then I could do my twist to it to make it mine. And you'll learn so much more by copying someone's work. The only thing I'd be careful is copying their lighting is one thing, but then putting a wardrobe on and then moving their elbow to here, turning their hand to here, turning their head to there, turning this. The model is always going to look crap because it's not how they would pose. And anybody who's seen me work knows that the hand there was because she's moved her hand from there to there, and I shot it when it got to there. She wasn't still.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to then pose. As soon as you pose someone like that, you're not going to get the face.
And it's not an insult, but seeing photos that, like, we do see them pop up every now and then where they are pretty much a direct copy, and it's like, yeah, that's cool to learn, and it is a compliment in a way, but it's also like, take
you're better off learn it and then make it
your own, rather than copying the wardrobe and the exact pose and the exact finger placement. Like that's,
yeah, because that exact finger placement and pose was not part of my original storyboard.
And then it's also not really your work.
Yeah.
It's
photocopy.
Yeah.
Or a copy. But I don't get offended by it.
No. To answer the question in a roundabout way.
But I do take it as a bit of a compliment that someone likes my work enough.
That they were like, I wish I took that photo, so then they do. Yeah. I think it's
the only thing, and this is a bit of a downer on what I'm saying, so I hope I don't upset anybody. Sometimes with some of my images, I feel that some people might be able to get girls to wear less clothing than they would normally wear, because they show the girl that picture that I've taken, and the girl thinks that's cool, and now takes some clothes off. I'm really uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my pictures that might look naked or not clothes, a lot of times the girls aren't naked.
Yeah.
That's how I got that picture, because they were comfortable.
You're scared that they're
they're using it for a different reason.
Yeah, just so they can't.
Only because I know that's actually happened before.
No.
Anyway.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I don't like that either. The nail gun video was great. Shoot of Beck trying to use different power tools. No, I get so scared of them. I don't like them.
I think that's a good thing. No. Let's get all these different power tools, and Beck has to use each of them. We'll get her with a wheel ratchet gun. We'll get you onto a racing track and get you that.
What even is that?
You'll find out. We've got to do this.
Oh my God, I'm going to Google it after this. Oh, no, I don't. Look, I'm fine. Just drinking wine and potting plants. That's my safe.
Killing plants.
I didn't kill them. I only
killed them.
I didn't kill them.
They were happily alive for a year of their life, growing up from seedling to here, and Beck gets them.
It was only 3 of them, and it was because they were really fussy plants. And it was.
Oh, I thought you were going to blame lockdown.
No, so it was winter, and they were fussy plants. And anyways, enough about my plant. Oh my God, I get to go back to nurseries. I get to buy more plants. Yes. Beck and a chainsaw would be great to see. It's not happening. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It's just definitely not going to be a thing that happens.
I'm going to make it happen.
Peter with the chainsaw asking Beck, no, quickly, let's just let this chainsaw drink.
I've got a chainsaw up there. I can go get it now.
It's not happening. Thanks for your interest, guys. Anyway. What's your favourite portrait lens for a full frame 35mm? From Suzanne.
If I was only going to buy one lens, 70-200 of a Canon or a Sony, and even the Nikon, they're all beautiful, beautiful portrait lenses because you can pick that length that works with you. If you want to go with a fixed, 135, I really, really like the feel of a 135, but I also really, really like the feel of an 85. Again, this is going to be your look. You need to play with these and find your own look.
I have to look this up because I don't.
What are you looking? Oh, yours.
Oh, because I'm learning Spanish, not Italian.
Oh, someone's typed something to.
Hello from Italy. I would like to follow you, but your English is out of reach for me. Oh, I'm sorry. We don't know Italian. We can get Tess though. Next time we see Tess, Tess can help you. But yeah, sorry, we don't know Italian, and I'm learning Spanish.
I know some Italian swear words, but we're not allowed to say them.
We can't. YouTube might get cross with us.
Yeah. I grew up with Italians.
Italians they make the best food ever. Well, I don't know. It's hard to distinguish between Italian. Well, if
pizza or pasta.
Oh, pizza. But then, pizza or tacos. I don't know if I can answer that.
Pizza taco.
Your workshops in the UK. Do you ever come to North?
We haven't, but we're getting a lot of people asking.
About Scotland.
Scotland and. We got that other guy with the castle. So yeah,
isn't that in Scotland?
No,
that
wasn't in Scotland. That was a horrible accent. I know because my father-in-law was Scottish. He's Sammy. If you can understand you're not from Scotland, all right.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, I think, but our next travel's going to be a bit long to make up for what we didn't do this year. So there's a good chance that we might do north and south of.
I would love that.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. It'd be cold, but that's okay.
I like cold.
I don't. I like warm. From your Melbourne night shoot, looks like you were afforded some great ambient city light. Nice. Yeah, Melbourne City, around Flinders Street where that was shot.
Yeah, but I think I was still only shooting at 1600 ISO. I wasn't ridiculous ISO because.
But the Flinders Street light.
There is a lot of light around there, but the Paris stuff, wasn't a lot of light in there. There's only the street lights.
No, they're specifically talking. Wayne's specifically talking about Melbourne, saying that you were gifted with a lot of ambient light, and yeah, Melbourne where you were shooting.
But most big cities, think of New York.
Oh,
going to Times Square you don't even need a flash. In fact, I use the billboards and that yellow and that blue. That's time. There you go. There now I shoot.
Well, that's what you were teaching on the New York night component of New York workshop in the night component. That's what
look at London. We just found the shop windows that had the brighter windows. So it's a matter of there's going to be light somewhere. You just got to find it.
Yes. What is it with goth chicks and plants? I don't know. We just love them.
It's just killing things and the plants don't scream too loud.
No, I don't kill them. I love them. I need to propagate some plants actually and give them to my friends. I've got so many plants. I'm now going to.
So why don't you video it and you call it plant porn?
Ew, it's kind
Propagating
of weird. Ew, I don't like that. But I should maybe, well, since you guys are so interested in my vlogs, maybe I'll make vlogs about my plants. Won't that be so interesting?
No.
I do love my plants. I've got like over 50 of them. Beck doing
20 living.
Beck doing all the stuff from Benny Benassi Satisfaction. Oh, with all the power tools.
Yeah, that was actually that would be so funny.
That is a good song. I might listen to that on the way home. Get your ass to Scotland. I cannot do a Scottish accent. I'm better at Irish accents maybe because I have Irish blood. But anyways, I'm not going to try.
You should like the cold then. You were born in Dubai, I know.
I was born in Saudi Arabia. Worse than Dubai. It's even more like
hot.
strict and crazy. I'm not allowed to breathe. How are you guys? We are fantastic. We're
good now. The world is start. We can actually go back to shooting one day.
Yeah.
So we practice not shooting today.
Yes. Are we able to work well?
Not well. There's some work I can do. I can shoot a shoe.
Good. Great.
I can shoot animals.
That's true.
Some of the models we work with could be classed. No.
You are so horrible.
No, but they're nice, fluffy animals. I'm not saying ugly animals. I'm saying good animals. Koala bears and. Look, soon. Hopefully in 2 weeks.
I can totally understand this whole sentence in Spanish. That's how good I am now.
Love heart face.
No, it's...
Peter. See, I can read Spanish.
It's, hi, miss. You are my... Bonita's like my, beautiful. And
no,
Peter is your photographer. He's like your favorite photographer.
Alright, so what's his name?
His name is...
Come on. What's his name?
God. Okay, I know J's pronounced like a H. I can't. No, I can't.
Well, no,
I'm totally
Beck's really good with her Spanish.
I'm not good at...
Sorry about that.
I'm good at reading, but I'm not good at speaking, but I'm good at reading.
If you were really smart, you would have highlighted it and gone into Google, Bing Translate. Anyway,
it's fine. Greetings from the UK. Don't often catch your live streams. Yes, unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier,
Beck likes to drink early in the morning, not late at night.
You are cruising for a reason.
I'm empty.
I'll be a good PA. We've had this silly curfew where we couldn't leave our houses after 8 p.m. So we couldn't do streams that were targeted for Europe and the UK. But now, thankfully, our cases are so small. Go Victoria, we rule. I can now stay back at work and we can now do live streams for Europe. Yay! Do you need another ice cube, Peter, or?
No, I haven't done a book yet. I get lots of people asking about books. It's really hard. I think it comes back to just who I am. I know when I was back in music, it took me a year to agree to even doing an album in the band I was in because I didn't think the band was at the stage that we could do an album which was worthy of putting up. I have some of the most incredible books in my studio. And as much as I'm really liking my photography now, I just want a couple more years to really get this beautiful progression through my work. We were planning of maybe doing a Beck calendar this year. So we've got a folder with 12 months, I think she put 13 months of pictures that she's taken with me over the years that worked. And I did a calendar a couple of years ago with Hasselblad, and I really enjoyed doing that because it was only little snapshots of my work. But I've got like 30 series that have been done for exhibitions, but I'm not ready to put it up as an exhibition because I've got to there, I just want to get to there. And it's not like I will never get to there, so I can actually start to see with some of my work now, is I can now shoot and only do 5 minutes editing and I'm sitting here. So I reckon within another year or so, I should be able to do the shoot and 3 minutes editing, and I'll even be further than that. And that's more what I'm looking at, is just getting that picture so close to perfect in camera, and only have to remove a pimple or adjust something tiny, a tiny bit of toning. Then once I get to there, then there's be a nice progression through my work, that stuff was created, like shot in camera and then recreated in Photoshop, through to then stuff that was actually created in camera and I removed this pimple in Photoshop. And when I can get to there, and I am getting much closer to that. I've done a couple of edits this week and I couldn't believe how short a time it took me to do the edits, literally 2-3 minutes, to be able to get my standard of work that any of my commercial clients. What are you doing out there?
I'm just like chopping up Jared's.
Oh. So yeah, so soon. It will be soon, but right now, I don't know. I'm one of those people that I just need a little bit more time till I'm 100% happy. It's not like I'm not happy with my work. I want to see a progression from sort of 15 years ago when I first started shooting my black and white, through to where I'm at a point where this is the progression of my look. Now this is my look for life. I've lost my spot. Oh, lots of questions. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I have a great team when I work outdoors, but pretty much my team these days is Beck. I don't need Beck. Don't smash a glass. You nearly smashed a glass. You nearly killed my dead stuffed fish too. You fish killer.
All the help he needs. Just kills. I'm sorry, fishy. You've got some cobwebs in your mouth.
He's been dead for a little while. Yeah. So.
Do you have a great team when you work outdoors for lingerie?
I don't need a team, do I?
No.
In fact, without putting anyone down, we tend to not like stylists and not like art directors. We tend to go, all your stuff's really cliche, just go away and let us work.
Yeah.
So yeah, all I need is someone like Beck who can be on hand when I need something changed, or to look after the bags,
or
and
a model.
Smashed. Or glass smashed. And then I just need a model and some amazing light. That's all I need. I don't need anything more than that. And it is, even today we were watching a Pirelli calendar behind the scenes, and how many people were on the shoot? And really, I would just do that on my own.
Yeah.
And the model would have been better because it wouldn't have been all that round. But anyway.
Yes.
So
Yes, we finally make it happen. Do you have any workshops at your studio coming up next year?
Yeah, we definitely will.
We will. It's just to be confirmed about when and how many.
As soon as we get what's happening with borders in Australia, we're mostly thinking February.
So we're still going to go ahead with 5 day? I was going to ask about this. Wow, putting you on the spot on a live. We'll talk about it later.
5 day, we normally have a lot of people come from overseas, so we mostly wouldn't do a 5 day. We'd do a weekend, maybe a 3 day portfolio building, a couple more. But yeah, look, Beck and I are talking on that because we will need to start earning money soon. Otherwise, Beck's going to have to start feeding Jared cornflakes.
No.
Or stealing Cherie's tea for me and taking it home for...
Still that much.
Yeah.
What else is he going to do if I'm not there to cook him dinner? I'm working towards my goal of becoming a real housewife of Melbourne. Tonight I'm failing. Is editing that bad? I think it's been a part of modern photography. No,
it's not that bad, but I like toning, and Beck quite often sees before and after when I tone. But I don't like trying to make a bad picture good.
Yeah. If the eyes aren't there, if it's not a
the essence of the picture should be captured. I don't mind cleaning up like the pimples or an odd hair that's gone astray or little things like that. That doesn't worry me at all. I don't care if it takes me an hour to do that stuff, but I don't like having to work on a picture to try and add a soul into the picture. The soul wasn't there because the clients picked the wrong model or whatever.
Yeah. True comments about Beck t-shirts. Yes, they are available on the workshop's website. I'm going to quickly double check. What if it edit? Does it kill the stream? No, it doesn't kill the stream. No, it doesn't seem to.
You got tees down there?
Yeah,
t-shirts. It's in the description.
In the description. So in the description down below, there's a link that says t-shirts.
And we actually did. We only did that on Inspire. We did a tutorial about shooting U4 t-shirts.
Yes, we did. And you didn't even have the t-shirt from it. It's fine. We sold one.
I know. I don't actually. Yeah, I might be wearing.
I liked that photo. I even put it on my own Instagram before I wasn't on Instagram anymore. Social media is bad.
Bad.
It's so bad. I feel so much better without it. Jefferson's father was a photographer between 1975 till 1989, part of the Melbourne Camera Club when it was in.
Yeah, but no, film photographers and camera clubs worked great. It's only digital photographers and camera clubs that don't work. So they put all these rules. Most film photographers, I know the club he's talking about.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm anti-clubs. I'm just anti the way that. And anybody who's in a camera club, and sorry for anybody who gets offended with what I'm about to say, but every camera club I've ever spoken to, there's this like hierarchy. But the people at the top who preach to everyone below, if you look at their own work, it's not really that good. Right? So it's more, whereas in the old camera clubs, they didn't do that. Everyone worked together to make everyone better. But for some reason in the digital clubs, it's sort of like, we are the elite and you need to bow to our feet. And if you've been in the camera club long enough...
You're a poet and you didn't even know it. Sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. You've been in the camera club long enough,
What are you doing now?
Oh, the link to the t-shirt.
Are you trying to light your face back up?
No, the link to the t-shirts is broken.
Oh, is
Continue with what you're saying.
Did you break it?
I'm refixing it. Continue with what you're saying before I
please don't get me wrong. It's good to be in clubs with different things, but I still find that in most of the camera clubs, they try and apply a rule. Well, there's no rule in art. If you like that, you should shoot it. He can't say that he doesn't like it, so it's bad. That's wrong. Art's not like that. An artist creates something, and he creates something for people without rules to look at. And when you join especially digital camera clubs, they've got all these rules they want to apply to your work when you can't have those rules to actually make your work. Anyway, my rant, Beck hears it all the time, but seriously.
Never, not once.
Not once. That really, if you want to have your own style, you don't listen to anybody. You shoot, and even if 80% of the world says that your work is crap, that 20% of the world will love it so much you'll make $1 million.
Yes, that's very true.
Next.
Is Beck killing someone in the kitchen? I was killing a quiche to take home to my boyfriend who I didn't feed tonight. Man-child. I love him.
Man-child. Oh, you bitch. Sorry,
lovely
female dog.
Lovely person. No, I'm joking. He was studying tonight. I normally cook for him. Dave tries to do everything in camera because he can't use the computer.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, there's like the shit I didn't do today. There was one of the pictures I thought that there's nothing I need to do to that picture.
Yeah. You always try and just do everything you can in camera.
As much. The
least you have to do in post, the better for you.
Sometimes with natural light, I can't get my backgrounds as dark as I want, and I need to do that in post. But I would do that in a dark. I wouldn't. I would have the darkroom people dodge and burn the picture.
Don't get headaches.
They don't get headaches from chemicals. The people that actually are anti-vax or vax antis.
What? Where did that come from?
Well, the chemical people that don't care about stuff like that.
Oh my goodness. Which is the best mirrorless camera? Is Sony good in mirrorless cameras?
This comes down to personal taste. So I love Sony. Don't get me wrong. Really, really like Sony. But I'm certain Fuji, Panasonic, Canon, Nikon are getting there. Well, Canon and Nikon are getting much closer to what I'm hearing from the reviews. Fuji's been doing some good cameras for a while. You've really, really got to find a camera store that lets you take a few shots in store, maybe take 2 footsteps out of the store, do some clicks, let you download those pictures, look at them later yourself. You don't buy a car without test driving it, so you really need to start.
Test drive a camera.
You don't listen to our reviews. Or if you do look at the reviews, look at what's important to you. So when the Sonys first come out, they're all saying, oh, big batteries. Well, the batteries are like that big. My Hasselblad batteries are like 3 times the size. So I've got to carry 2 little batteries instead of 2 big batteries. That doesn't count, right? So you've got to look at the reviews and what they're talking about to how you're using it and how that affects the way you work. And then go and play with yourself. Play with the camera yourself.
Wow. Okay, Peter.
Back. It's nearly finish time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I was about to say.
Can you just rush?
Well, we actually are caught up.
Have we caught up?
We have caught up. I could see Paul Murray's on and I'm like, ooh, what's he talking about? I saw Credlin on before and I was like, ooh, what's she talking about? But yeah, we are caught up with questions now. There's going to be a delay.
It's going to be a delay. Or we're going to get a million questions about playing with yourself.
If you guys have any
That'll
last
be for
questions,
the next tutorial, I think.
Ew. If you guys do have any last questions, please ask them now because we're going to have to finish up in like 5 minutes because I've got to go to bed. Well, we're going to go home and go to bed and feed my boyfriend his dinner. Have you done any outdoor low-light portrait shoots considering using the A7S Mark III?
One of the questions, and I was going to ask or contact Mark Gallagher, who's the Australian sort of like Sony guru. I don't want the bullshit. I want the bull poo. I want these.
You've already said it. Like, there's no point. Anyway.
I wanted to ask the question. I don't care about megapixels. See, so many people say the quality of a camera is how many megapixels, and I hate that because megapixels is not. Like I said, I used to be able to get a cover of a magazine as well as their promo material at a 4 megapixel camera. They were happy as long as I could capture it with that. If you think about it, the more megapixels you have, the smaller your sensor size is, which means the more distortion, the poorer quality of your dynamic range and poorer quality of the light and color. So the larger my sensor receptor is, means the more light can come in, which means the more accurate your picture can be. So, and I was talking to Hasselblad the other day about this exact same thing. Don't want to get a 100 or a 200 or a 400 or an 800 megapixel camera. Imagine your friggin' file sizes. And now think of how you use most of your work. It doesn't get... I ask everyone who's listening right now, when was the last time you printed something bigger than A2? And I can print A2 beautifully with an 8 megapixel picture. iPhone did those billboards with a 9 megapixel picture using that gigapixel. There's ways around it, you don't have to have it. But what I want is the best quality. That's one of the reasons I use medium format, is because now that 50 megapixels is on this massive big thing, which is equating to around about 22, 24 megapixels on a DSLR full frame camera. So 35 mil. So I'm really sticking around that 20 megapixel size, and I'm really happy with that. But I'm dying to do some shoots now with the new Sony. It's only 12 megapixel, and have a look at the quality of the gradients between my blacks and whites, how I can get my tonalities, look at my dynamic range, and have a look at those types of things. Because I am looking for a quality that picks up those beautiful tonalities that I can get with a Hasselblad, but I'd love to see if I go back to 12 megapixels, is that going to make a camera that's going to give me that beautiful transition I get in my Hasselblad in non-medium format camera. One of the reasons I shoot medium formats, not just what happens to the lens and that larger sensor and the fall off. So the larger your sensor goes, the quicker your fall off happens, which gives you that beautiful medium format feel. But at the end of the day, I hate these people on the megapixel war. I reckon if someone could bring me out an amazing, even if I'd love Hasselblad to make a 30 megapixel full frame, like the full frame camera. That would be my favorite camera in the world. get the low light good, get your dynamic range, you know, get up to 16, 17 stops, get your low light so we can shoot like the Sony, get all of those things is what I care about. I don't care about printing. How many people print 3 meters big? Why are we all, and if you want to shoot large and crop in, sorry, you're not really a photographer. Because a painter doesn't paint a big picture and then cut the bit. Out. Yeah, that's not.
It's weird.
An artist, I hardly ever crop my picture. Beck sees me all the time. Yeah. Hardly ever do I crop a picture. I crop it in frame when I'm shooting because that's is what I'm creating.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I raved. We've got a whole heap more questions.
No, we don't actually.
Who's Ashley?
Mary Kate's sister.
Big nose.
Have you ever used the XCD 21mm?
No.
No.
Sorry, not yet.
Dave said it'd be great to see. I guess he's talking about megapixels. Try the
Good, John. I agree with you. 24 megapixels. That's all we need. Give us amazing pixels.
Yeah.
100 megapixel. Who's going to use it? You're getting crap quality. Really, we need a reset. And it's like people talking about 8K TV. 4K TV, in the way that they're interpolating on screens, starts to look like computer-generated crap. It doesn't look real. Anyway, next.
Credlin.
Oh, Credlin. Leave your girlfriend alone.
Thoughts on Anthony Armstrong-Jones' work? I've never heard of him.
The name rings a bell. I need to look it up. Sorry. Names are really bad with me.
He's really bad. Why did our camera die?
I was overheated. Let it turn off. Turn it on, off.
It's back.
It's bad?
No, battery exhausted.
All right, just quickly. All right, keep talking because people still hear us.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. We've got we have the power battery in.
Maybe it's drained off that battery. Oh. And I drop another battery in here. Maybe our power.
Sorry, we thought this was fail-proof. Apparently not.
No, but it might have emptied this battery.
Apparently it's not Beck and Peter proof.
It's not Beck and Peter proof.
Peter's trying to fix it. Sorry, guys. We thought we fixed this problem.
Cool, keep talking. I'll tell you in a minute.
We need to wrap this up soon because it's 9:30.
What's with you singing?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it. I don't want to sound nasty and say, I gotta go.
There you go. Did that come back on?
Yes. No.
Battery exhausted.
It wasn't when it died. You broke it. No. Still black.
Hang on, still got another one. Keep talking. Well, do you want to ask a question? And
yeah, but I don't like. What fun is it of them watching a black screen while we talk?
Sorry?
This is horrible viewing.
What, black?
Yes, and we can talk.
But you're an old goth. You love your black.
I do, but I like it in the form of hair and makeup and clothing. And my house decor.
In your house decor.
Except for plants.
Your plants decor.
All right, fine.
There you go. Did this come back up?
Nope. Yeah.
There you go.
Yay. Hey,
our battery pack sort of worked,
but
didn't.
Move out the way. I don't want you to.
Sorry about Beck's blackness. But yeah, we really pushed that battery to the...
We did. We're
going to learn that stuff. We only had it for a couple of days.
I know, it's fine. We're getting used to it. Anyway.
So what was the last?
David would like to know, guess one debate for high megapixels is if one day there's potential for the print to be shown in a gallery and where possible people stand arm distance to look, those extra megapixels might help.
Yeah, but with some of the programs like Gigapixel and that, they've got interpolation to blow it up big anyway. And there's other ways of making it bigger just by projecting it onto film and things like that. I just find that the amount of photographers out there that, like, if I'm a commercial photographer that shoots stuff for Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, if I'm the type of shoot commercial stuff and my stuff does end up floor to ceiling on windows, which is more important than billboards, and I'm still happy to go to a smaller megapixel because I've seen the blow up and seen what can be done. I just want, I'd still rather 40 megapixels than 50. So what I'm saying is I'd rather get better pixels for 90% of what we're doing. If you're aiming to do 2 meter tall, well, I went to Peter Lindbergh's exhibition and some of his digital stuff was shot on the Nikon camera that I think was only 18 megapixels, and that was 2 meters tall and it looked fine. So I don't fall into that because I've seen my early work blown up quite big, and that was only shot on things like 18 and 22 megapixels, and it blew up fine by using the right software.
As Maxime sent a question that's like very heavy on megapixels, and none of this is going to make any sense to me, but I can read it. It said, actually not really. If you compare a 40 plus megapixel to a 12 megapixel, then you have less noise in the 12 megapixel image. But if you downscale the 40 megapixel to a 12 megapixel, then it's the same than the one from the 12 megapixel sensor.
Yeah, but it's a dynamic range, is the color quality, is the gradients between tones the same? No, because instead of something that big capturing the light, you've now got something that big capturing the light. And I know for a fact that anything that's over about a 30 megapixel on a 35 mil will now start to get a refraction happening on the sensor at over f11, which means you get a ghosting. And this is stuff that I've seen with my own eyes, and this is why I don't shoot anything over about f11, because I'm getting ghosting, because the angle coming into the sensor is not getting you a clean amount of light onto each pixel. Anyway, this is really technical stuff.
I know, I want to be able to bounce off this, and you won't be familiar, but I don't know if anyone who's watching there's a meme of this lady and she looks really confused and there's all this math stuff going on around her, and that's like me at the moment. I'm just like,
it's that thing, it's really
confused math lady meme.
There's some very, very high-end people in the back end of cameras that good friends of mine have informed me of lots and lots of stuff, and they all agree that the megapixel war is the worst thing for cameras. And a really, really, really good
war?
20 to 30 megapixels is the ideal, and that's to get so you can shoot low light and things like that and get beautiful dynamic ranges. That's where I'm aiming at. And I still have not met anybody at a workshop that's ever printed anything bigger than A2. Have you? We've asked the question all the time. They've always,
I have not.
In fact, most of them said they've never printed it. Only goes on Instagram.
Yeah, true. Yeah, no, but I understand what you mean, because there is a lot of comments about megapixels now. So yeah, it is a war. Apparently, listening to us bicker is funny as. Yes, as I said earlier in the stream, I think before we got disconnected, we will be doing another. So it kind of came. If you want to
like another wine with this?
If you want to listen to me and Peter truly bicker, there is a video on YouTube. I think it's called #NotAModel, and it was us in Canada when we were Canada was just not very pleasant for us.
The people of Canada was lovely. The nicest people in the world.
The nicest people, and we had some of the best food ever, but in terms of
Don't even go there, we'll just leave that.
We had really nice food and met really nice people. But then we had that night. Peter finally took a night off. We watched an amazing movie. You should also watch Best in Show. Awesome movie.
Oh.
Then we ended up just filming this YouTube video of me and Peter interviewing me. We were just in the weirdest moods ever. We'd been away from home for like a month.
Too long.
Anyways, I decided that we needed to do another one of those, of us just being us, because people tell us that they like us being us.
We're just us.
And we are. And every time people come to workshops, they're like, I can't believe that you guys are literally the exact same people that you are online. There is no difference, and we just are who we are. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, now I'm doing a you. Wow. It's really easy to do, isn't it?
To rant, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. Anthony Armstrong Jones was a British photographer, married Princess Margaret. Fascinating. I love a history lesson. I sometimes wish I still had Foxtel because I loved the History Channel.
It's here, you work here, what, 3 days a week?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you turn up here 3 days a week.
Shut up. But no, I'm working. I can't listen. I love history. History is so cool. Pixels. Pixels.
Pixels. Everyone's going pixels.
Pixels.
Are you going to ask me anything, or are you
Well, I'm
just
just
deciding
everything's
you're not
talking.
reading anything?
Okay, I can, but everyone's talking about pixels. Okay, I don't mind seeing the pixels. Actually, I've never gone. I like this picture, but it'd be better at a high resolution. Sensor/film size has always been way bigger. Impact on the actual image. Do you have any comments or thoughts on that?
A still 22 megapixel Hasselblad, cool. Nice.
Thoughts on the movie Blow Up 1966?
Love it. I've shown you that.
What is it?
Oh.
Is it the Verushka one?
Verushka.
That's a really cool movie.
Yeah, have you seen the whole movie? You've only seen that bit I showed you.
Yeah, I know that part.
I've got the whole movie. I'm going to make you watch it. You need to watch this whole movie.
Okay. You need to watch the McQueen documentary, though. Everyone needs to watch the McQueen documentary.
I'm going to watch it. I promise you.
You promise me. Happy with my 6D. Used 22 megapixel Hasselblad and just bought an M8 10 megapixel for a certain look.
Cool.
Editing.
I'm not preaching. All I'm saying is, really, at the end of the day, seriously look at what you're doing. Don't get caught up with megapixels. Megapixels is not going to make you a better photo. It'll allow you to blow it up more or crop in more, but that does not make the photo better. Your dynamic range, your gradients between black and white, your gradients between your color, and getting that light into those sensors, which means you can shoot at higher ISO with less noise. To me, they are the important things. How big I can blow the picture up is not important to me. How many times have you seen this? How big's the Mona Lisa? I have never seen it.
I don't know, I haven't either.
Isn't it only like...
Apparently.
Right. So one of the most famous paintings in the world is like there. You don't have to have a big picture. So anyway, that's in the megapixels, but you can keep talking.
I will. And also it's
and
like 20... It's 20 to 10 and I need to drive home. It takes like 20 minutes to drive home.
And Jared's hungry.
Yes. So, just quickly.
You can quickly.
Editing tool other than Photoshop and Lightroom.
Don't use anything. I don't use Lightroom. Someone else has told me to look at this other Infinity thing, but I don't like Adobe, but at the moment I use Lightroom. I use Photoshop.
Wow, and that's on
No, I don't use Lightroom.
Peter loves Lightroom.
Right, but I'm not a big fan of Adobe, but I use Photoshop. But I try and make what I do in Photoshop as less and less every day. Next.
Okay, so we're getting away from Pixel Wars.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't mean to ignore people. I'm just trying to get away from Pixel Wars. There was something I saw before. Are there any of your Inspire tutorials that go in depth on how to convey the emotion you want from your model to them? Yes, we did one with Julia.
We did a really good one with Julia just recently. So she's a presenter, an actress, and a model. And
it was around the start of lockdown, and she had to come home from. She's Australian, but she was living in the UK, and she's a presenter who works for the project.
She used to interview like
celebrities,
Samuel L. Jackson, all these people for the project in Australia, in the UK.
And she had a girlfriend over there, and she has had her whole life and was like loving her life, and then she had to move home. So we've got a whole Inspire tutorial of Peter getting her to relive those emotions and taking photos, and you can see her like going through that. And
if you want to see what she looks like without going into Inspire, we do. If you look up, what's it called, Julia?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
There's a YouTube music, with Julia just drifting in and out. And I know there's a lot of, it's out of focus, but that's how we shot it. There's more information in the depth of what you can't see than what you can see. So I'll leave it at that.
But yeah, anyway, that's on there, and there's a lot of other things that Peter talking to models and getting them to feel and stuff. All of that is on Inspire. God, even I'm starting. I think I'm getting dyslexia. Is it contagious? Is it contagious?
It might be contagious. It's like COVID.
Technical
You're not wearing a mask. You've got my
technical
dyslexia.
progress is good for us all. When you do your interview, you should set it up like the movies. Don't print, but my images suffer from pinch and zoom syndrome. I don't know what that is.
Pinch and zoom.
I don't know. Oh, someone just tuned in and we're about to just go.
Go. Sorry, you'll have to go back to the one that got disconnected, then this new one. But pinch and zoom, is that someone does that? Maybe it's...
I don't know.
So if it's what I'm thinking, pinch and zoom in close, I do that in real life. So I actually look at the picture through the lens and go, that's nicer. So if I'm on the zoom lens, I'll zoom in, then take the picture, or I'll take 10 steps in and then take the picture.
Oh God, I feel like George's question is going to be a long answer.
I'll try and do it really quick.
Think back to your first studio space. How was the experience? How long before you realised it was not going to work?
I was happy in the studio space. I had to leave because the place was going to get bulldozed and never got bulldozed. They kicked me out to bulldoze it and then never bulldozed it. And I think it's still sitting empty today. But no, I was 100% happy, but it made me shift to the new studio I'm in that I could never... I still can't find it hard to believe that this is my studio. It's so big and it is just me. I don't have to share it with anybody. So when I walk out one day and come back the next day, it's exactly the same. But I still created... Did you ever see my old studio? No, you didn't. I still created a lot of really cool stuff in my old studio. I think I would have outgrown it by now if I didn't have to leave, but it's just that thing that was it Caesara? What's going to be? So you're not old enough. It's an old song from like the 40s or 50s or 60s. But it's what's going to be is going to be, and I needed to leave because I was going to bulldoze it, and I found this place. I spent a month looking at the light through the windows, and I went at it, and it was much more than what I thought I could afford and all of that, but it also opened up massive doors to what I could create in there.
Caesara,
yeah. Doris Day, I think.
No.
I think I'm old.
Right, last one, and then we do have to go.
David
would like to know, when shooting outdoor shots, if shooting with on-camera flash, do you recommend flash and or specific modifier combo for softer light? Example, mag mod.
No, a lot of the time when I shoot flash, I just shoot bare, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've got to learn how to use harsh light. When you learn how to use harsh light, it becomes the most beautiful light in the world. You can diffuse off, but then it takes away from the quality of what you can create. Yeah. But I'm not a strobist, so I don't stick flashes here, there, everywhere. I tend to work paparazzi style. I want the flash as close to the lens as I can get, so I normally have a bracket that I can sit the flash down rather than on top of my camera. It's down next to my lens, and then I tune it with the background so it doesn't feel so much like camera flash. Yeah. You're still going?
No, you're the same. Thank you, and thank you for doing the time.
That's right. We have to try and do a little bit more of these, but
we do. Well, okay. So I'm really sorry. I'm gonna.
She needs to go home to her boyfriend and feed him.
Cheers. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're sorry that it cut out. Obviously, we didn't mean for that to happen, but thank you for
the blackout. It was just
and the blackout as well. After we cut out and then we had a blackout, but that's fine. You guys are legends and still stay true. We will try and do more of these, and hopefully
we've got a couple of good YouTubes coming up.
Yeah, but hopefully we can start doing lives that aren't just us
talking in a bar.
Talking poo.
You've taken off on mine.
We can actually hopefully start to do some live photo shoots again, which I know that you guys seem to get around. So that will be cool. But we'll just have to wait and see what our restriction levels are like. And we've got more stuff coming out. Hopefully our restrictions get lifted there.
Well, we've got a couple of cool videos coming up.
We do. I've got a lot of cool things coming up.
Is F1 on this weekend? If there is, it's going to be 2 days later.
I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Do that.
Anyway, you want to say goodbye? Cutesy, without the baby voice. No baby voice.
Okay, I will try to do it.
No. Oh, your wine is nearly empty.
No, it's fine.
Time to go home. All right.
Okay, fine. All right.
Yeah, we got to go.
Why does he do this to me all the time? All right, you know what?
So you guys look at the camera and say goodbye, though.
Bye-bye.